Welcome back, guys. So today I actually decided to add a bonus video to the Mitered Square tutorial playlist because as I've been knitting our Mitered Square blanket that we've been working on, I decided to add some little half mitered squares to the edges because if you're knitting it, you know that all of the edges look like this and they're all jagged, right? I'm still adding to the top of it, so it's going to continue to grow up this way. But I think I have it as wide as I want it to be, which is about 40 inches. And so I went ahead and started adding half mitered squares to the bottom and the sides. And look at that, guys. I love it. So it's gonna actually make it smooth on the edges, more or less. So this is the top, which I said I'm still adding to. Let me show you that this way. But look at that, guys. I love it. So it's not gonna be jagged on the edges. So I thought I would make this video to show you guys how I've been adding these little half mitered squares to the edges. So I've got a couple of spots over here that I can continue adding to. So we're going to start with one of these. Let's see, I've got that color already over here. So let's go ahead and put it up here. I don't like repeating the colors more than once, but what I've been doing is using some of the same colors in the border that I'm doing, but not repeating any of the colors in the body of the blanket. And what might also be cool is after we've done these half mitered squares to the edges, if you know how to crochet, you could actually go around the whole thing in a solid color and pick up the stitches all the way around and do like a border in single crochet or double crochet or whatever. But right now, this video is gonna be how we add a half mitered square to the edge. So you'll want to go ahead and turn your work so that you have it facing you like this on any edge that you work on. So like when I did these, I had it facing me like this, okay? And you're gonna go ahead and start it the same way that you did when you made your mitered squares, when you added on mitered squares. We're gonna pick up 15 stitches along this edge, and then we're going to pick up one in the center, and then we're going to pick up 15 stitches on this edge. Then we're going to turn and knit across. Okay, I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to start picking up stitches from this corner, from this point. Okay, and we're going to continue down the row, the edge. We're going to continue down the edge, okay, just like that. And I will meet you when we get to the center. Okay, so we should have 15 stitches picked up. 10, 15. And then we're at the very center point between the two. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but go ahead and find some place that you can pick up. I'm gonna go right through here. And my little ends are getting in the way there. But there we go. So now you should have 16 stitches. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now this edge may be a little trickier because you don't really see the V's as clearly. This is probably, yeah, so on this side it would have been where you actually cast on 15 stitches and then you picked up 15 stitches when you added the edge. So it doesn't look quite the same, but go ahead and try to find, see, it kind of looks like V's right here, so I'm going to use those and we'll go ahead and pick up 15 stitches along this edge. I like to count from the end over here just to make sure I see 15 spaces. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if you don't find, you might have to go ahead and go into one up higher. But watch, I'll do that here. And go ahead and pick up right here. Like I said, this edge is a little trickier, but you can do it. I have faith in you. You've made it this far. If you're to this video, you've got your blanket well underway. And if you aren't, if you don't have it well underway and you've missed my other 3 videos, parts 1, 2, and 3 on how to get started, you can go back and find those in the Mitered Square tutorial playlist that I have, which this video is also a part of. But here we go. We are getting into these little edge stitches. Yeah, it's a little bit harder to see the V's, but they're there, sort of. They just look a little wonkier. Okay, let's see how many we've got from the center, or let's actually start over here because that center spot is a little hard to find right now. I think it's this one right here. But we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then that's your center, and then we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not going to talk, I'm just going to count so we can get this done. This edge done. That's 8, 9, 10, so I can show you what to do if you don't have 15 stitches. 11, 12, 13, whoops, come on, 13, doing this in real time so you guys can see the struggle. There's 14, and whoo, you just got to manipulate that yarn. You can stretch it or whatever and get in there and pick up stitches. But so you don't really see a particular edge here, so just find some place that it looks like you can go into, and I'm gonna go right here on the corner. Let's see, yeah, like right there, that'll work. And pick that one up. There we go. So now you should have 31 stitches all the way across. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn and just knit all the way across the back side. Okay, so I've turned, and I'm going to go ahead and do what I usually do when I start a row, and I'm going to slip that first stitch and then take the yarn to the back and go ahead and continue knitting across. And just like I said, knit all the way to the end, and then we're still going to knit the very last stitch through the back loop. Okay, we're down to the last 3 stitches before we get to the end. So I'm just gonna do those with you. We're gonna knit, knit, and then that very last stitch, we're gonna knit it through the back loop. And then you'll wanna go ahead and snug that up. Sometimes I even tie a knot right here with the working yarn. Okay, so then we're gonna turn and I'll show you how we start decreasing. All right, guys, I had to sit down, get a different angle on it. This is better. So next, what I did is I actually tied a knot. And so since I tied a knot, I'm going to keep the yarn behind as I slip that first stitch. Now, if you didn't tie a knot, then you'll want to bring the yarn to the front when you slip that stitch. But the reason I don't want to do that right now is because I've tied a knot, and so if I slip that first stitch with the yarn in front, it's going to have a bump in front of that stitch, so I don't want that. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. All you got to do is just slip that first stitch. Okay, so let's slip the first stitch. And then our decreases are going to start by knitting 2 together. Okay, we're going to knit 2 together right there. And then we're going to knit to the center and do our double decrease just like we've been doing. And since you already decreased 1, you're only going to have 13 stitches before your double decrease. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You guys can probably hear my dog licking my leg. I don't know if you can hear him, but anyway, he's licking me right now. All right, so now we're gonna do our double decrease, and we're gonna do it just like we've been doing. We're gonna slip the next 2 stitches together, like so. We're gonna knit 1, and then we're gonna pass both of those 2 slipped stitches over the stitch we just knit. Next, we're going to knit all the way across. Oops. Well, that stitch slipped. That's why I did that, to get it back on the needle. Anyway, we're going to knit all the way across to the last 3 stitches. And when we get to those 3 stitches, which we're coming up to, we're going to knit the first 2 together and then knit the last one through the back loop. So here we are. We're going to knit these 2 together. Okay, and then we're going to knit this one through the back loop. Okay, we're going to turn and do just what we did previously and on all the other mitered squares. The back side is always going to be knit, so that's the wrong side, and the wrong side, which is the back side, it'll always just be knitting, no decreasing. So we're going to slip our first stitch, bring the yarn back, and knit all the way across to the last stitch and knit it through the back loop. Okay, I'll be right back, and we'll continue decreasing on the right side. All right, now we are back to the right side again. And I'm using acrylic yarn for these tutorials. So with the acrylic yarn and these bamboo needles, my yarn is a little sticky. So bear with me as I shove it up the needle. All right, so Now we're going to go ahead and slip the first stitch again, take the yarn to the back, knit the next 2 stitches together, and remember we've decreased again, so every time we turn we're going to have less stitches that we knit before we do our double decrease in the center. So now it's actually going to be 11 stitches on this needle before the double decrease. So we've got our first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's our center. So we're gonna slip the next 2 stitches together, knit the next one, and then slip those 2 slipped stitches together over the stitch we just knit. And then we're going to knit all the way across to the last 3 stitches again. So here is our last 3 stitches. We're going to knit those next 2 stitches together and then knit the last one through the back loop. And you see when you slip the first stitch and you knit the last one through the back loop, it always leaves you with a nice edge like this. Let's see, it's not focusing again. There we go. See how this edge looks on this square? And you can see how it's starting to create that on the little half mitered square that we're working on. You can see the little V's very distinctly. Okay, so we're gonna turn again. Now we're on the wrong side, so we slip that stitch, knit all the way across, and then knit the last stitch through the back loop, giving us that nice edge. So I'll see you when I get to the end. Then we turn, and once again we're on the right side. So you guys know the drill by now, I'm sure. We slip the first stitch, take the yarn to the back, knit the next 2 stitches together, and I think I just split my yarn. Let's try that again. Yep, knit the next 2 stitches together. And then since we did a decrease again, this time we're going to have 9 stitches on the right hand needle before the center double decrease. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're gonna do our slip 2 together, knit 1, and then slip those slipped stitches over the knit 1. Knit on across to the last 3 stitches. We're almost there. We're gonna knit the next 2 together and knit the last one through the back loop. I feel like I'm getting all tangled up. Look at that, guys. So we're getting there. Right now you wouldn't really know that it's gonna be a straight edge, but you'll see it's gonna look really cool when we're done. We turn, and it works up quickly because you're actually doing 4 decreases on every right side row. So next we're gonna slip 1, knit all the way across to that last stitch and knit it through the back loop. Let me know in the comments if any of you guys that are watching this video have started a mitered square blanket using my tutorials. I'm really curious because so many people have been watching those tutorials, so I'd love to like hear your thoughts and hear about your progress. Maybe tag me on Instagram, let me know what you're working on, show me your blankets. That would be really fun. I would love to see them. And my Bayareaknitter, my username on Instagram is the same as it is here. It's Bayareaknitter. So we're gonna go ahead and knit that last one through the back loop. Okay. Turn. And it's gonna be really quick now, guys. You're almost done. Once you get to this point, it goes super fast. So we're gonna do, because it's 4 decreases, like I said, on every right side row. So we're gonna slip the first one, knit the next 2 together. And can you guess? Now we're only gonna have 7 stitches. It decreases by 2 on every right side row. So last time we had 9 stitches here. This time we're gonna have 7 before our center decrease. So there's 2, 3, whoops, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's our center, slip 2, knit 1, pass the slip stitches over, and knit on across to the last 3 stitches. See, we're almost there. Knit the last 2, or the next 2 together, knit the last one through the back loop, turn, knit all the way across, and I may just keep you guys live while I do the rest of it. Well, you know what I mean. You're not, this isn't a live, but keep the video going while I do the rest of it, because we're so close to the end now, and the end is just a little bit different. It's a little trickier because you run out of the number of stitches for like slipping, and I'll show you when we get there. It's just basically that last row that's a little bit different, and we are almost there. Knit that last one through the back loop, turn. Okay, we're gonna slip this one. Next we'll only have 5 stitches on this needle before the center decrease. So we slipped that one, we knit 2 together. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Center has slip 2, knit 1, pass your slip stitches over, knit to the last 3. Hang on, I've got to give my yarn another tug. The ball fell to the floor, and I'm pulling from the center, so there we go. I'm kind of holding the ball of yarn with my foot. All right, there are our last 3 stitches, and my dog keeps bumping the tripod because he's laying on the floor right beneath me. We'll get through it. So we're gonna knit these 2 together and knit this one through the back loop. I'm gonna turn, knit across. So guys, are any of you guys watching any Vlogtober videos? You may see this anytime, like other months. Remember, slip that first stitch. But right now it is actually October the 4th. This may not go up until tomorrow, but this is October the 4th, and I'm participating in Vlogtober. So if you guys want a sneak peek into a little bit of my personal life, my day-to-day life, Feel free to go over and check out my Vlogtober videos. I'm actually, so far, vlogging every single day. Okay, we're coming up to the last one. We knit it through the back loop. And, yeah, so let me see here. I think we're almost slipped. Okay, so this is one more time where we can slip the first stitch. We're gonna slip that first stitch, knit the next two together, and then we're only gonna knit one before our decrease. See there, we're already to the center decrease. Slip two together, knit the next one, pass these two slip stitches over, knit one, and then you're gonna knit two together. See how close we are? We are almost done, guys. And then knit the last one through the back loop. But since we're almost done, let me go ahead and tell you, I will have a playlist. If you go into my account, you'll see my playlists, and I'll have a Vlogtober 2024 playlist. So if you guys feel like watching those, feel free to do so. Go ahead and slip your first stitch, take it to the back and knit across. So yeah, fingers crossed I'll be able to keep up with it. But have any of you guys ever done Vlogtobers? This is my first time ever doing Vlogtober, so I really hope I can keep it up. Knit the next one through the back loop. Whoops, there we go. Okay, here's that tricky, different row, and it's really not that tricky. It's just, you see how many stitches we've got? That's your center decrease right there, and there's only two here and two here. So we knit two together, do our center decrease, knit two together. Super easy. And we don't have to put the yarn in front or anything because we're just knitting two together. So two together, then we slip two, knit one. Whoops, it slipped off my needle, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and do it this way, guys. But you know how to do that center decrease. There we go. That's my knit one. And then I'm gonna take the slipped stitches over that knit one, and then knit the next two together. Ah, come on. Okay. Whew. We're getting there. Last back side or wrong side. And what I do, I like to keep with what I've been doing, and I usually slip the first stitch, take the yarn back, knit the next one, and then I still knit that last stitch through the back loop, turn, and now what I like to do is I'm gonna go ahead and still slip that first stitch, take the yarn back, knit the last two together, take the slipped stitch over, and we're done, guys. And you know what? I didn't bring my scissors in here, so I will be right back. Let me go grab the scissors and I'll show you how I finish it off. Just like that, I'm back. What I do when I finish off my yarn, my knitting, well, the end here, I just snip it and I pull that loop through. And that's not gonna go anywhere. Give it a little snug, give it a little tug. It looks like a point, but if you kind of stretch it out like that, now watch, my dog is He's fussing, he wants to go outside. He's scratching at the door. I'll be right back again, guys, hang on. So there we have it, guys. Now if I go ahead and turn it over and lay it out, you will see how that looks. And I still need to fill in this gap. I've got to figure out which yarn I want to use there, but check that out. That is pretty cool. So let me take my phone off the tripod really quick here. Give you guys another little peek at the way it's looking. And I really only have to fill in this little hole here with another half mitered square. But yeah, so I've got all the edges just about completed. And I love how it kind of rounds the edges when you do it like that. Since your mitered squares have angles here, it kind of makes it round on the corners. So yeah, I am gonna go find another yarn to fill this in tonight, and then I can continue adding on to the top. So I would love to hear from you guys. Give me a comment down below. Give me a comment. Comment down below and let me know if you guys are following the tutorial. And if you are, I would love to see your blankets. Tag me on Instagram. And show me what you're working on, okay? But yeah, I just decided to add on this bonus video so you guys could have a little different edging if you wanted to. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you again in another video. If you guys found me through these tutorials, I do have a podcast vlog, and I'm also doing Vlogtober, like I said, so I'd love to see you over there, guys. Until next time, happy knitting. Bye.